Good morning, everybody. It's been a while since I uploaded a video. I'm still working on getting everything squared away to go live every day. Looking into my cell phone coverage plan to see what all is really included. By the way, my name is Dan. 3 letters, D-A-N. But anyway, just plugging away here, and I'm in the middle of my route. Again, I do 2 loops a day. I pick up and transport, deliver small auto parts to an automotive store in our region here in northern Kentucky, western Kentucky that would be. I am currently in Owensboro, Kentucky, headed back to Evansville, Indiana. And it's going to be a warm one today with the threat of storms. And I want to thank all those that have already subscribed to this little channel. And hopefully we can grow it here in the next month or so. But this is just passing the day as I drive. Usually I listen to podcasts, listen to satellite radio, and I don't think I'll be able to listen to satellite radio or music in particular. So I'm still doing my due diligence on what all I can do on these videos. But today I did start out with maybe 10 items or so. And actually, I was going to say, speed limit is 35, and just so y'all know, I was doing about 40. Probably should watch my speed a little bit, because I don't like to go more than 3 or 4 over, so I can have a nice, easy, smooth day and not worry about getting pulled over for no reason, or for a reason. But today's going to be a good day. Everything's been cool. Past couple weeks, usually every day is rather uneventful. Just like today, uneventful. And now I have about a 40-minute drive to get back to the hub to pick up items for my next loop. And again, I make 2 loops a day. And then I'm usually done at about 2:45. So I get going, I'm at the hub usually at 7:30 a.m. and I get going at, I leave the hub at 7:45, and then I'm done, about 7 hours later. And that's what I like about this job here, being semi-retired, that I can just have all the flexibility and freedom that I want and that I need. I do have a couple of backup drivers. When you do this, it's good to have a backup driver so you can take time off and do what you want to do. It's like a couple of months ago, the end of April, beginning of May, we went on a week-long cruise. And so I didn't have to use any vacation time because I don't have any vacation time. I can get away whenever I have a backup driver. Roll up the windows here a little bit. Whenever you have a backup driver and they're available to cover for you, you can leave town or do whatever. And so that's what happened there for that cruise down to the Bahamas area. And it was my first cruise, and it was great. Really enjoyed it, and looking forward to our next one, whenever that may be. We do not have another one scheduled yet, but as you can see now, I'm getting ready to get on the freeway. And I'll upload this video here in a little while. Just driving down the freeway. It's going to be uneventful, that's for sure, but when you're doing this for a living, 6 days a week I do it, you want uneventful. And you may have noticed that little short video that I carved out of that person that was passing another car. It was it was pretty close to a head-on me. I don't encounter that very often, but when I do, yeah, it wakes you up, that's for sure. So anyway, getting onto the Audubon Parkway, and the speed limit will be 70, so that means I'll be going about 73. And again, I'm in my hybrid, and right now I'm getting 39.9 miles per gallon for the day. I'm generally right around that 40 miles per gallon. And if you have a vehicle, a small vehicle that can get 40, you're going to make really, really good money. My route takes about $20 to $22 worth of gas every day. And I'm open and honest, my route every day pays me about $200. So you take $200 off, of course, for gas. You have $200 minus 20, say 20 in gas. Whoa, slow down. I got in a hurry there. Set my cruise. There we go. Now I'm all set. Again, that will drop my miles per gallon. That'll drop probably down to 38 or so. Then once I get back into the city, it'll go back up. But so yeah, profit for the day, $180. You know, you can do the math on that, times 5. Saturday I only do one route, so it doesn't pay that much. I think it's like 85 bucks a day on Saturday, I think. But also, I view my Saturday, when I run Saturday, I only run 3 hours. Big deal, huh? So I run for 3 hours for about $85, $80. That's not bad. So if you look at my Monday through Friday, 180 divide by 7. That's 7 hours worth of driving. So 7 into 180, we'll just say that's about $25 an hour. I would say that's pretty good. And I'm thankful for the company that I am contracted with. Again, I am an independent contractor. I do have an LLC, so I'm covered if there's any issues on the road. And then also classified as a master contractor. If you have a backup driver, now you're paying them, then you need to have, or some companies it's not required. The company I'm contracted with, they do want you to have an LLC if you have a backup driver. And so I do have that. And so if I ever do get sued for whatever reason, they cannot come after anything of my personal items, personal bank accounts. So an LLC is very easy to set up. I do have an accountant. She helped me set it up, and she probably did it within like 10 minutes. And you do have to have an EIN number. You can do that online. That's just a few minutes as well. So if you do have questions on the setup, I did set up this LLC last year in 2022. Because I had one when I first started in 2015, but I never really did use that one, so I created another one. So I'm just, that's the financial part. And you heard that, I love the flexibility. I love the freedom. I love the liberty of taking off whenever I can get my route covered. And then I come back and, I pay, right now I pay my backup drivers just enough so I'm not losing money. After fees and after gasoline, then my backup drivers, they get the remainder. And then at the end of the year, I will write them a 1099. So initially it is all tax-free. So for instance, that 180 that I get a day, ish, somewhere around there, 175. That is, there's no taxes taken out of that until the end of the year. But here's the beauty. You can write off your mileage. So every mile that you run, like for instance, I run about 270 miles a day. I believe last year the mileage that you get to write off, I think per mile it was 60 cents a mile. And so 60 cents a mile, if you times that out times 270 miles, that's how much you get to write off towards your income. So if you're doing it right, like I was told in 2015 when I first started doing independent contractor work, Courier, if you're paying more than, say, 5% taxes, you're doing something wrong. And to let you know, for the first 6 years, I did not pay any taxes. In fact, it showed that I had a loss because of all the mileage. But you do need to have a very, very reliable vehicle. You know, maybe even a backup vehicle just in case, like I do. So let's just, that's the quick and dirty of what this independent contractor business is. I'm going to be getting a different camera as well. Put it up here, and you can see I have a new air freshener. Got it at the Dollar General store. Bright Air, Mandarin Orange, Fresh Lemon. I like to have a good smelling vehicle. I like to have a good clean vehicle. As you can see, it's pretty clean. And so let's just pedal down the road. No music, because I don't think I can have music playing. Kind of a bumpy road here. So we'll see. My tires are there's only about 30,000 miles on my tires. I think I got them in, February of this year, 23. And I generally get about 80,000 miles out of my tires. And they're Goodyear Assurance. I have good luck with those. I've been blessed to have some decent roads that I run on, and I'm thankful for my tires. And get this, as you can see, the miles on my car. This is a 2013 Ford C-Max hybrid. It now has 498,000 miles. Yes, you saw that correctly, 498,000 miles. I bought this car in 2015. So it was 2 years old, and it only had 6,500 miles. So it only had 6,500 miles on this car. So since I've had it, I have put on 492,000 miles. I had a different backup driver a few years ago, and he drove for me for a couple of years. He did a great job. But then the contract that I was with, they wanted to add too much to the route. So we decided that, hey, neither one of us is going to work for that company. So anyway, but yeah, I kept the car. So by the end of next week, the last week in June, and it's nice when they cut back all this shrubbery and trees. So any animals that run out, I'll be able to see them, hopefully. Again, even though nobody's on the road, I use my blinker. So yeah, next week, last week in June, I should hit that 500,000 mile mark. That's kind of neat. I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully this car can keep on going. Again, like I said, if you have a very, very reliable vehicle, this one's been paid off for quite a few years. I actually bought it in 2015. and I paid it off a year and a half later. This car back then cost me, I think, $17,000. I paid it off in 16 months. So as you can see, I don't like to have debt. I've been debt-free for many, many, many years. I knocked out that the car payment in 16 months. So ever since then, everything that I've made, there's been no vehicle payment. So again, I'm thankful for a good, reliable vehicle. It has a CD player, and I use my Bluetooth through my phone for the satellite radio. The satellite radio, I have a plan right now where it's only a promotional. It's only $7 a month for a year. And what I do at the end of that year, I just cancel it, and you'll start getting all these offers not to cancel it. And that's what I wait for. I'm kind of cheap, even though in my business career in the past for 28 years in the pharmacy world and upper management, made really good money. I was still pretty frugal. So how about I just be quiet for a little bit? Right now, with hardly any cars on the road, it reminds me of the COVID, when everything was shut down. I was still classified as a essential personnel. Because at that time, I had a Ford Transit van, as well a 2016 Ford Transit 250, and I transported DHL bags of packages to 13 post offices in the area here in western Kentucky, and made really good money there as well. And on that transit van I just told you about, I bought it in 2018, and it was 2 years old, 2016. And I think I paid $23,000 for that. And that van, it only had 15,000 miles. 15,000, right? So in 2021, when I stopped doing packages for that other company, I sold it for $9,000. And it had 354,000 miles. I thought I was doing pretty good, $9,000, and the vehicle had 350,000 miles on it. And probably could get twice that now, the way things are. But yeah, I've been blessed. The Lord's blessed me with good vehicles, good decision making, wise decisions, and to this day, debt-free still. Now finally a car's coming up on me. It's been a while. And just so you know, remember I said that I get about 40 miles per gallon, and on the freeway here it'll go down a little bit. I don't know if that's gonna focus, but it does say 38.5 miles per gallon now. So it's dropped 1.5 miles per gallon, but that'll start going up once I slow down. Like I said a few minutes ago, I'll just be quiet and sit here. Guess I could zoom that just a little bit. Car up here has been broken down for 5 or 6 days, I believe. Oh, the police did finally put the orange sticker on their window. close to getting into Henderson, Kentucky. Breaks in this road. Coming up here, there's a good little stretch of a couple of miles where it's pretty bumpy, and so if there's no vehicles behind me, I'll get into that left hammer lane, so I get out of that stretch of bumpy roads. This is sort of bumpy right here, but it's not nearly as bad as it is up here. You do a route every day, twice a day. I've been doing this since August of 22. You get to know the stretch of roads, and you know when to get over. And the other good thing is you have a good selection of gas stations to fuel up. Now, I did fuel up earlier in Owensboro, Kentucky. Today I got it for $2.89. So that's generally what I've been getting it for. I do use the Gas Buddy app to see what stations that I'm near along my route that has the best fuel prices. And so right now Owensboro has it for less. I do go by Love's truck stop. They're generally the cheapest, but for the last month or so, it's been in Owensboro. This video is probably 22 minutes. I may keep it running when I get to the hub and then turn it off. But getting to the hub, it'll probably be about 25 more minutes, so I don't know if I'll keep it running that long. We'll see. I just wanted to touch base with y'all. You may think, man, he's in Kentucky, but he doesn't sound like he's Kentuckian. Well, I'm not. Job transfer here, in 2010, 2011, I think it was. Had a very successful pharmaceutical career. And let's see, so I'm in this the hammer lane here because the other lane has quite a few dips and breaks in the road. The reason why I mentioned why I'm in this lane is because in one of my other videos, again, there's not too many videos out yet, but there will be. Somebody said, why in the world are you in the hammer lane? I messaged him back. See, there are a couple of bad breaks right there in the road. I messaged him back and I said there were a bad break in the road and there's even signs up for it. So I tried to get over, taking care of my vehicle, especially with all the miles. I try to take care of my vehicle the best I can. So it's time to get over into this lane anyway, as I'll be turning. They're adding a new sports complex here in town, right over there. It's kind of neat to be able to see the progress every day. There's a big construction project up here in Henderson, Kentucky. There's a big bridge project that's going to take 10 or 11 years. They're building a brand new bridge over the Ohio River. And they started right up here. They merged the northbound as I'm going north. They merged it over onto the southbound side. And they're building a new bridge right over here. It'll be probably like a bypass. And then the new bridge over the Ohio, which is only like 3 or 4 miles ahead of us. The current twin bridges, as they call it, I think is, 80 years old. So it's about time to build new bridges. It's going to take a long, long time. And as you can see, here comes the orange barrels. Speed limit does drop down to 45, so see, we did drop 38.5, and I'm dropping down to the speed limit. And you'll see other vehicles go blasting past me. Man, no, traffic isn't too bad today so far. Man, in the COVID days, when everything was shut down except for essential, well, that was weird. Hardly any vehicles on the road at all, just semis and cargo vans. Tell you what, you get semis coming through here, it sure seems like they're going 70 miles an hour in a 45. And right now, I am going about 50. A couple of vehicles behind me. First start of the one bridge to get over that little this new lane they made could be a little smoother, especially right up in here, right here. Yeah, well, it's fortunate no semis, other cars flying past us through that stretch of construction. Speed limit normally up here, even before the construction, was 45, so it's no different up here. But I'm sure as in your all's town, people don't care about speed limits, just like this car right over here. They don't care. These two vehicles were behind me. I guess they got tired of going 5 over. But at least it's not being dangerous, running me off the road. But as you can see, 38.7, so it's going up 50 and it's 45. 29 minutes into the video. And it's 77 degrees, and it is 10 after 10 Central Time. I generally stay over here in this lane. Looks like somebody had a blowout. Rubber all over the road. Glad it wasn't me. 305 at Thornton's in Henderson, Kentucky. This is known as the Strip. It's a pretty dangerous stretch of the road. There's always accidents here. And I'll be at the hub in about 20 minutes maybe. blue, that means it's on the batteries. And when it's white, that means it's on the using the gasoline engine. That's why 498,000 miles, you know, I'm mainly concerned about the gasoline engine, but it runs on batteries maybe about 25% of the time. So you could probably take off at least 150,000 miles off that 498. That leaves about 350,000 on the gasoline engine. That's pretty good. And I have not had to replace the hybrid batteries in this vehicle. Knock on wood again. Because the batteries in a hybrid, they can be anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. So I'm fortunate again. I haven't had to replace the batteries, and I have not had to do any real big major work on the gasoline engine. A few coils, spark plugs, and there's still rubber from people's tires. Could have been a semi running on the dually. Well, doesn't matter. I'm not going to ramble. The most expensive thing I've had to do, I've had to replace the rack and pinion steering in January of this year. Man, more tire debris. I'm going to crack these windows. It's getting warm in here. Actually, I could turn on the air conditioner, but I usually turn the air on when it's 80 degrees. And believe it or not, it is 80 degrees. I'll probably turn the air conditioner on when I leave the hub for my second loop. So we made it through the strip, and then we're going to go over this, what we call the twin bridges. If there's an accident on the bridge, this stretch of the road is shut down. Could be for several hours. Man alive, more tire debris. Somebody is really messed up. I really try to stay away from any debris on the road because I want to get a flat tire. So somebody has a flat somewhere. Maybe they don't even know it. Oh, it's this guy. I don't know if you can see that. It looks closer than I really am to the vehicle in front of me. Just so y'all know. So this is the twin bridge. I usually stay in that lane, this lane. Unless there's, in the morning, I'm in the right lane over there. Yeah, so it was that semi shredding a tire back there. Now we'll get over here. It's what we call twin bridges. We're on the northbound bridge. The other bridge there is the southbound bridge. Going into Evansville, Indiana. This bridge, if there's accidents, you can imagine it can get backed up in a hurry. Big old Ohio River. Do usually have an app going. It's called Police Scanner, and I put the whatever city I'm in, I switch it to their police scanner so I can see if I need to make any detours before I get caught up into any bad traffic. in Indiana. We just passed Ellis Park. It's a big horse track. Now we're going to be turning up here. I see this SUV in front of me quite often throughout the week. We're going to turn down here. It cuts off a couple of miles. It's called Waterworks Road. Yeah, now I remember this vehicle. Ugh, in front of me. It'll take forever. Believe it or not, on this stretch of the road, it really floods when it rains, and they have to close this road, so then you have to stay on the freeway for a little bit longer than I normally do. As you see, they've planted corn. But this road really floods because off to the left there where the trees are, that's where the Ohio River is. When it rains a lot, this all will flood. But yesterday I heard on the scanner that along this stretch, somebody called in and reported that there was a female laying on the road naked. No clothes on. So it sounded like it was a pretty dire situation. Something happened to that female. Obviously I didn't hear anything what happened about it, but something did. And one time off over there by those trees, there was an SUV parked, and I called it in, and don't know what really happened there, but I heard on the scanner. I came back here on my second loop. There was a few hours later, there was a tow truck pulling that truck out. So it took them a while. So anyway, we're gonna go through downtown Evansville on the way to the hub. Talking a lot this morning. I'm not used to talking since it's just little old me pedaling down the road. And there we are at 39:55. I like going in here. The trees, a nice canopy over the road. There's a big marina down here on the left. Slowing down to almost the speed limit. Be nice whenever they pave this road because it's pretty well beaten up. Other breaks in the road, bumps in the road, potholes. Try and dodge them. And I barely push on my brake, and you see the blue and the circle going. That means it's charging up my batteries. I guess there's little, generators or alternators in the wheels. And that's regenerative something. And it's charging up the batteries. Construction all over the place. That time of year. It's another bumpy stretch. I usually stay over here for a little while. Miss a few of the holes. Drink a coffee while I'm here. Zoom that out a little bit. Downtown Evansville. The Ohio River is just to the left of the trees. Great walkways over there. They have scooters available to rent. There's another dip. Ooh. Get over in this lane anyway because it's a little smoother on this side than up there. As you can see, I have downtown traffic, I have freeway traffic, have country roads traffic, or country roads are really not much traffic. There's a big old hole right there that I missed. Stay to the right, then get back over to the left side of the lane. You miss a few more. Right over here is LST 325, a World War II destroyer ship. It's a museum. It's an actual functioning ship. Not for battle anymore, but they do show it around the country, or the region at least. Alright, some railroad tracks, super bumpy right here. I kind of come right over here and then back over here and then stop at the stoplight. And then stopping at this stoplight, once it turns green, I will not make the next red light. There's a police officer up there on a motorcycle. Yeah, I'll stop the video once I get to the hub. Be about 10 minutes. A few minutes less than that, probably. And so now there's really no hurry. There we go. Turn on in two lights, stop lights. So let's get over here. They just blacktop. They tore up that little playground. They just did brand new blacktop, brand new. They just did it last week. They're making that park a little better for the people who live in this area. Turning right up here. It's not the best part of town that I'm going through here in a minute. working on this road, and right here they have a metal plate over the hole that they've been working in, and that notice last week the plate was moving, and so I tried not to go over that metal plate. I don't want to fall into that hole. That would not be good. Looks like up there's a car up on the sidewalk with their flashers on. So let's just get over here. It's an interesting place to, hopefully they're not parking there. Man, that's interesting what that semi just did. Okay. Speed limit is 40. As you can see, I'm at 39.4 again. So that's a good day. Whenever I'm at 40 and above. Yeah, and I haven't ran the air conditioner, so once the air conditioner is running, then my mileage will go down 1 or 2, closer to 2. In the fall, I can usually get 42, 43 to the gallon, even with all these miles. That's what I got last year. Be back at the hub here in about a minute, and we'll stop the video there, and I'll get it uploaded, and hopefully I'll get up there later on this afternoon. Still don't know really what I'm doing with this whole YouTube thing, or how editing and all that. I don't really want to get into editing. It is what it is. Pulling in here. Then I'll back in. And that's it. First loop. 39.5 miles per gallon. Well, thanks everybody for riding along. Crack the windows. And this is what the back of my car looks like. I have boxes, 5 boxes to put parts in. And then, I don't know if you can, this is me. Hey, hey. Yeah, who wants to see me? Not me. All right, later. Let's get after it.